building is in my district, and so I'm always so proud of it whenever I drive by, and I'm always so proud of the job that our realtors do in this community. At this time, I'm going to introduce Penny Nance, and she is going to tell you a little bit about herself and her organizations.
Good afternoon. Thank you all so much for letting me come visit. My name is Penny Nance. I'm the CEO and president of Concerned Women for America, and we are the nation's largest conservative, pro-life women's organization in the country. And so I had to come out today and just spend a minute here with my friend Cindy Hyde-Smith and just to thank all of you for being here. You know, when I think about Cindy, I think about just the importance of courage in this country. And I think about how that it is essential that we have leaders that are willing to stand firm. My organization fights constantly on the issue of life. We have 500,000 members around this country. We're active in every state. Most recently, we headed up the effort called Women for Kavanaugh. Y'all I think that's the issue that I'll be telling my grandchildren about. It's nothing like I've ever seen before. We are at a tipping point in this nation. And in order to go forward and be the same faithful nation with the same pro-life attitude, with religious freedom, with the same essential issue of family values, we have got to have leaders that will be firm and be strong. I have not seen anyone stand more firm, ever, than Cindy Hyde-Smith. And her fight is now Justice Brett Kavanaugh. I thought she was so brave. She was out right away. And let me tell you, it was hard and it was ugly. I had a rally of 500 women in Washington, and the other side was out in force. Perhaps, 1,000 women. Yelling, screaming, spitting, swearing, shaming. The darkness, I can't even describe to you the darkness that we felt. But in the middle of all of that, in the middle of all the chaos, Cindy Hyde-Smith stood firm and stood strong and stood up for truth and principle, and you should be very proud of her. So, I had to come out, especially today, and to thank Cindy and give her her very own Women for Kavanaugh t-shirt.
But the kind of strength I'm talking about is the kind that can watch their husband or their wives get ridiculed. Because you can dog cuss me, and I can take it. You say anything bad about my wife, it's different. So, one of the strongest women in this room is Gail Wicker. Gail's one of my old-time heroes, and now one of my new heroes is Mike Smith. He's not here with us today, but Cindy's husband, I met him at the Trump rally finally. So, man, I've been trying to get to him. He's going all over the countryside, and I'm not able to see him, so I finally got to meet him. And that was an honor and a privilege for sure. And my hat's off to you, Gail. All right. So with that sentimental moment, I get to introduce her husband. A lot of times she's the wife, all the time. Now this is just Gail's husband I'm getting ready to introduce to you. Now Gail's husband used to be our congressman back when I was county supervisor. And nobody worked any harder for DeSoto County. Unbelievable. Absolutely. People give a bad name to somebody who spends a life in public service. There's no bad name in that. I mean, he was a state senator, did a great job, term limited himself, became a U.S. congressman, did a great job, term limited himself, and now he's in the U.S. Senate working on our behalf. They just cut the ribbon for I-69. That didn't happen yesterday. That happened way back when people like Roger were working The sewers that we built, not very exciting, like sewers. It's why people like the North Mississippi Realtors Association will support our incumbent senators and representatives, because it makes a difference. If you don't have sewer, you don't have housing. You don't get to sell houses. You don't get to have subdivisions and business and development. So Roger's a big part of that, long-time part of it, and I am honored to introduce to you our senior senator, Roger.
Please be seated. I'm not going to talk long enough to justify a standing ovation. Listen, thank you to the realtors for letting us do this, and thank you for being part of Small Business America. That is where we create our jobs and where we build up the American dream. Thank you to Concerned Women of America that I've been shoulder to shoulder with for 24 years now in the House and Senate. And John, thank you for that introduction, and it's no wonder he got choked up thinking of all that Gail Wicker has had to put up with over the last 43 years. It's enough to make a grown man weep. Listen, we got a week and a half. We're going to win. And we're going to win across the nation. I think Marcia's going to win in Tennessee. You got anybody that votes in Tennessee or forgot to re-register down here, tell them to vote for Marcia. This election is not complicated. We're running on our record. And that record is Kavanaugh, it's Gorsuch, and we did both of them by the closest of margins. We're running on tax reform that we promised to do and is a generational transformation, making the United States globally competitive again, creating jobs, creating economic growth of 4.2% for the first half of the year. We just got in the last quarter 3.5% economic growth for quarter number 3. Listen, I'll take that. They never thought we'd get to 4%. Never thought we'd get to 3.5%. That's the tax cut bill. And the very first day of the Trump administration, January 20th, 2017, this Republican House and Republican Senate put on the president's desk 14 resolutions repealing job-killing regulations. We have lifted the burden off of job creation. And we're protecting the environment, we're protecting consumers, but we've done what we said we're going to do. If the American people want to end all that, the solution to that would be to put Chuck Schumer in charge of the Senate. There's only one person that brings bills up on the floor of the Senate, and that's the majority leader. So we've got a choice of whether America is going to go back to Nancy Pelosi as Speaker of the House. I don't think we want to do that here. We have a choice. We're going to go and turn the Senate over, the reins of the flow of legislation, to Chuck Schumer, and people of Mississippi do not want to do that. I'm glad to run on our record. I know Cindy is glad to run on our record too. I thank you for helping us be a part of it. But the choice could not be clearer for the United States of America. I think we're going to win. I think we're going to hold the Senate. Who knows? We may even hold the House. Last time I talked to Donald Trump, he assured me we were going to hold the House, and we feel good about that. But thank you very much for allowing us to be of service and to move this great experiment of democracy in the right direction. We're glad to be part of it. Let's win in 10 days. Thank you very much.
The one you came to see, that's Mike Smith's wife. And she's, it's just so simple. I mean, are we ready to beat Democrats? All right, let's beat the Democrats. We don't need to talk about anything else but beat Democrats, because that's all we're going to do. To do that, we got to get Cindy Hyde-Smith in there, and you got to keep saying her name over and over every time you get it, because somebody's going to come there. I'm just going to vote Republican. They're not paying attention to you. I'm just going to vote Republican. It doesn't say Republican by her name. It's a special election. So make sure they hear you, because you say, if you're going to vote Republican, they say, sure I am, they leave. Say, are you going to vote for Cindy Hyde-Smith, our Republican senator? And then they'll say yes, and then they're going to know who to vote for. So keep that in mind. She's endorsed by President Trump. She's endorsed by Governor Bryant. She's endorsed by the National Right to Life, National Rifle Association, the Board of Realtors, obviously. More importantly, she's been endorsed twice by DeSoto County voters, or 4 times if you count primary and general election. She's won landslide victories twice in DeSoto County. And we're getting ready to do another one on Election Day. That's a week from Tuesday. Without any further ado, your junior senator, Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith.
What a great introduction, a great couple, a great friend, and he's right. You can talk about him, but you talk about Lee Caldwell, you've got a fight on your hands from a Marine. Think long and hard on that one. But it is so great to be here. You know, I just keep reflecting back of when President Donald Trump came into DeSoto County, and I got to ride in the motorcade with him. Roger and I got to ride with him from the airport here, seeing your streets lined with people trying to get a glimpse of the president. There are little American flags on both sides of the highway, both sides of the streets going into the Landers Center, just wanting to get a glimpse. What a great day that was for DeSoto County. What a great day that was for Mississippi and for this country. I see so many wonderful faces here, and I cannot tell you how privileged I am to currently serve as your U.S. Senator. You know, when Mike Pence put my hand on that Bible and he swore me in April of this year, it was a life-changing day, no doubt, because there was a lot of anxiety. I thought, Lord, I hope this is where you want me to be, because I'm standing here right now, and it got very real quick. But you know, we do talk about our spouses, and it has been a tough campaign. Annabelle Covington sitting here, she grew up with my husband. She knows him better than anybody else in this room besides myself. And to have her here from Brookhaven supporting us today just means so much. You know, just a great group here in DeSoto County. And what you do is so important. I mean, you get out there, you are the movers and the shakers. People have told me before, they said, Cindy, you need to be a realtor. And I thought, now what does that mean? That I need to be a realtor? But, you know, you are the ones out there making things happen. But it's because we've got a good, strong economy right now. We need to keep on going in that direction. When the corporate tax rate went from 35% to 21%, the things that it has done for this country is just unbelievable. We've got a president that is a leader, people. He is a leader. They talk about the caravan headed toward the border down there. We've got somebody that can handle that caravan. There's no doubt in my mind. The Kavanaugh hearings were so major in D.C. This lady right here, Penny Nance, came to my office, and when we say it was brutal, that is an understatement. It was unbelievable. But I want you to know we did the right thing by Brett Kavanaugh. We have so many issues that are facing us right now. But you know, we just had a ribbon cutting out here on 269. You talk about capitalizing on successes. That's what we're having the opportunity to do right now, to capitalize on the successes that we've had. But it didn't just happen. I mean, when I looked out across that crowd, I saw prosperity, I saw progress, I saw leadership, I saw vision. DeSoto County is full of all of those, and I say that all the time. You know what DeSoto County has come through, you know where you were, the growth that you've had, and how you handled that growth. You stood up and you know how to prosper. You know to have a shining light in North Mississippi that everybody wants to be like. I mean, the leadership that you've had, that is what we want throughout the state. We want a place where we can raise our families. We want a place that we can be proud that we are pro-life. No one has any better reason to stand up and go vote Tuesday except that number one issue of protecting the unborn The judges are so important, there's no doubt. Supreme Court justices that are appointed, the most important job of the president is to appoint those Supreme Court justices for a lifetime and the Senate to confirm them. But I tell you what I'm going to put ahead of that, we have got to protect those in the womb, those that cannot protect themselves, and those are human beings, people.
That's right.
And that is what we're here about. But Tuesday is an important day. It is that, and very unusual that both senators are on the ballot at the same time. It's the jungle race. It is named correctly. Like he said, we've got about 10 more days. You know, I can stand on my head for 10 days, but I'm going to not do that. I'm going to be on my feet. I'm going to be working so very hard because these midterms are so very important. I just encourage you, we cannot take anything for granted. We've got to call, we've got to email, we've got to send people on our Christmas list. Today is the day you vote on November the 6th. It means everything to this country. The president told me, he said, Cindy, most people say, well, you're not on the ballot and we've got the president that we want. He says, but I have to explain to them, we have to have the House and the Senate that we want because we can't do anything without that. And when I tell you impeachment proceedings would start immediately, Maxine Waters has got it on her mind major. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, it would start immediately that all these good things that we're doing would be put to the side because of the obstruction of what would be going on of let's get him impeached, including Judge Kavanaugh. So it is brutally important. It is the most serious race that I've ever been involved with, and I am so honored that the governor chose me to be there to replace Senator Cochran, to fulfill this term for him, to have the ability to run, that I can fulfill these other 2 years that he was not able to do because of his health. I want to make you very proud that you supported me. I want to be that senator that you know is going to get out there, do the right thing, just because it's right. So thank you for having me today. Thank you everybody for everything you're doing. Thank you for the social media warriors there that are taking up my fight, that are helping me. We cannot miss a beat. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless this country.